Hello, how are you doing? This is a book review time, so I have a new book to introduce to you. The title is Shuko the Only Move, Volume 1, Joseki and Fuseki Collection. The book looks like this. It has a very nice picture on its cover. And the author is Fujisawa Shuko, who is a legendary player. He became one of the top players in Japan in late 1950s and remained at the top until 1990, early 90s. So I would say almost 35 to 40 years he was like a very top player. So when I was studying to become a pro, I studied a lot of his games and read a lot of his books. He is also famous as a teacher of other great players. One of them is Jo Hoon-hyun Naindan, who is like one of the legendary Korean players. Anyway, so very famous player, and as you can see from the title, the book is about opening, and the difficulty level is pretty high. So I would say about one dan or up. Some of the problems were like a little confusing even for me. So, yes. But if you were like a low Q, 1 to 3Q, studying to become done level, maybe you could also study this book. It will be challenging, I think, but maybe you could learn more from that way. So anyway, that's about it. And then let's see the structure. This book doesn't really have different chapters. It's only one structure, which is problems. In the book, there are about 80 problems, and all problems are from professional games. So in the book, you would see like how the game reached the problem situation and where Fujisawa Shuko recommends that you play and where the actual game was played. I mean, where the actual player played. And in the middle of the book, it explains how this book came by. So it says, oh, and then it's what Shuko says. At the monthly study meetings at my home, players come with games that they play in tournaments and elsewhere, and the method we use is as each one plays out the moves of those games, I point out the things that occur to me. Almost every time, young Kuharashi comes from Osaka, a 2-hour trip on the bullet train to the Tokyo area where Shuko sensei lives. In this game, let's focus on the opening. So that's what it was like. Apparently, Fujisawa Shuko hosted a monthly study meeting with young pros, and the pro players would present their own games. So all problems are from like those young pros, and I didn't really notice any of the Shuko's own games. So that's how this book came by, and the explanations are written in a dialogue style. So this anonymous narrator would ask questions and Shuko sensei would answer. Or sometimes Shuko sensei would make comments. So that's about it. And then let me show you one example that I liked. Let's see. Where did that go? Ah, I found here. So let's see. So this is the problem. Problem 21 on page 64. The description says this. To fight or to avoid a fight. When one is just able to make this judgment, one's ability at Go will increase exponentially. At the point that black has connected, should white adopt an attitude of war or peace? For professional players as well, this kind of assessment is difficult. And this is a problem situation. Where would you play if you were white? Actually, my first intuition could have been to play here. Although I hope I wouldn't play this one in the actual game, because the next diagram shows that this is an overplay. If you come over here, black would exchange this one and come over here. If white comes over here, then black can surround whites like this. And as you can see, this is overplay for white. White really can't cut like this. This is trapped. So this is an overplay. And Shuko sensei recommends that you play here and this one. So this is quite counterintuitive, I must say, because when I was studying, I learned that you shouldn't atari when you cannot capture your opponent. Also, it seems like black's making quite good shape capturing this one white stone. But the situation was a little special in this case, because you can see this Joseki over here for white. This is still a little weak. But then as white is making strong shape over here, white is getting stronger in this area also. So combined with this Joseki, this would make an ideal shape for potential territory. Also, this one stone still has aji, so it's not completely captured yet. So this is what the book says you should play. And in the actual game, actually, white played here. Because I think the player had the same concern as I had. You were not supposed to atari, although this was an exception. So in the actual game, white came here, and then black came over here. So actually it says this. The narrator says, in the actual game, white simply defended here in diagram 2. Shuko says, players are reluctant to play atari, Young Nakano must have agonized over this too. However, once black extends straight out, white's shape is destroyed. That's what he says. So when black came over here, white exchanged this one and came over here. And then if black just captured here, I think white was hoping to push. But then black exchanged this one and then captured. And as a result, black controls the center and white is behind. So that was the one problem. It was introduced in the book. Can you get some good sense of this book? Oh, by the way, I omitted the diagram that shows how this game came to this problem situation. So you can see the numbers of that opening. So that's about this book. I hope you got a good sense and you enjoyed the review. Thank you for watching.